Branding yourself begins with self-reflection. Taking stock of your strengths. Is there a particular talent that helps you shine? In this series, founder of Pierre Branding Group, Lydia Pierre, sits down with the executives and entrepreneurs to shed light on why it is important to brand yourself and get ahead. On this episode of Brand Yourself and Get Ahead, we discuss how lawyers have to brand themselves in today's digital world in order to create a recognizable name for themselves and their practice. Join us as we sit and talk law and life with attorney Eddie Key, who is an established business and entertainment attorney, writer, mentor, motivational speaker, and a loving father. Counselor.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Oh, I cannot complain.
No, and looking like that, how can you? Look, you look like money.
Oh, thank you so much. You are quite beautiful yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So you are an attorney in Atlanta. You're a mentor, you're a coach, you're a speaker, you have a seminar coming out soon. Tell me about you.
Oh, well, again, entertainment and business attorney here in Atlanta, Georgia. We are starting a project called Building Your Business for $1 Million Success, which is a webinar. Essentially what we're trying to do is create a strong foundation for small and mid-sized business owners who are just getting into business or who have been in business a while and really want to have a legal perspective on how to start their company, see what they can do to and what they need to do from a legal perspective, and also from a business perspective.
Okay.
And some of the things that they don't know or may have questions about, we want to answer those questions for them and create a strong foundation so their business can be successful.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what made you become an attorney? What inspired you to become who you are today?
Wow, that's funny. That's a funny question. Actually, when I was a young kid, my mom used to always tell me I talk too much. She told me I asked too many questions. And that I asked so many questions that one day I was going to be an attorney.
Okay.
And so, to be honest, from the very beginning, from a child, my mother kind of influenced me to become an attorney, and that's the direction that I took.
That's awesome. And have you ever looked back? Did you ever wish you went into a different field, or how do you love being an attorney?
Oh, I love being an attorney. I was an athlete.
Okay.
Coming out of college.
Okay. Football, correct?
I was a football player.
Yeah.
I played Division II football and did fairly well. And so I did have dreams of being a football player. Unfortunately, those things didn't work out.
Okay.
So I did have other, I had other dreams and aspirations to become something else. But you know, God steers you in the direction that you need to be in. And He steered me towards law school, and here I am.
Yes, but you get to work with those different athletes and entertainers and all that. So you still have your hand in it just a little bit?
I do. I have the pleasure of working with athletes. I also have the pleasure of working with individuals in the entertainment field. So, I mean, it's still kind of, I'm still able to fulfill that dream a little bit, just not being actually on the field, but definitely working with those individuals who are.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you kind of live vicariously through them.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. And the older you get, you kind of realize and think to yourself, you know, hey, maybe it's good that I didn't get my body banged on like some of these other guys, you know. So yeah. I'm not having to be in a situation where I'm getting banged up as much.
Okay. That's fair, that's fair. So, since you're an attorney here in Atlanta, I know part of branding yourself as such, what has been your experience in trying to get people to see you for who you are? Because you're not your typical looking attorney. So you have the locks and all of that, you're very tall. So, I mean, how has that played a part in you forging the road that you have forged?
Well, honestly, you are the catalyst for that. I never really thought about branding myself or my look. It was also always associated with branding and assisting others and clients with branding. I just thought to myself, hey, I have a law firm and you know I'm going to push the law firm. So I didn't think of branding from the perspective of me as an individual. I often thought of branding from the perspective of clients and or I thought branding from a perspective of just the law firm, just the law firm name, not necessarily me associated with the law firm. So you are one of the individuals who I greatly appreciate it, who actually made me realize that I am a brand as an individual, and it's not just the name of the law firm.
Absolutely.
It's the individual behind the name of the law firm and the attorney that's going to represent that client, which is me.
Absolutely, and you add credibility to the brand, and I mean, you bring something different to the table. So that's why it's important that you kind of really push who you are. And of course, people do business with people, not just with the organization or the company, so to speak. So when people get to know Eddie, get to hang out with Eddie, get to, kind of just experience who you are, it keeps them coming back. At least I believe that, because I mean, working with you, I've learned a lot about you, about how you love to help people, how you love to talk. You do love to talk.
I'm guilty.
You do love to talk, but you also love to have intelligent conversations and such. So, I mean, it's just, you're in the right space for what you do, and being able to work with all these different people in the different fields that you do, I mean, it's just a great way to see your greatness come through.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for seeing that. And essentially, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that our clients see that they have credible and trustworthy attorneys, reliable attorneys who can come in and handle their business needs, make sure that they are put in a better position than they were in prior to coming to us and paying for our services.
Absolutely.
And so, yes, we definitely want to be that individual who can represent you and make sure that you are in a better position than you were in before you hired us.
Absolutely. So, fun fact that I don't know if everyone knows this about you, but I mean, they probably could hear it in your voice. I mean, you have a very nice, smooth, sensual voice. So many people might not know that you're also a voice actor.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know I was going to throw that out there.
No, I did not.
Tell us about that. How did you get into voice acting, and how do you feel you might want to pursue that in the future?
Wow. Well, it's kind of funny because obviously I represent talent. So in this situation, I am talent.
Yes.
So I'm wearing a different hat.
Yes.
And I was approached by numerous individuals, growing up, saying, hey, you have a great voice, and hey, you should do voice acting. And so one day I finally said, you know what, I'm going to try it out. So I put together a demo and hired an agent, got an agency to come in and assist. And it's kind of, after that, that's kind of how things took off. We used the individual, we used an agency to be able to come in and help with that. And it's fun. It's fun. It's fun actually being the talent opposed to just looking at the contracts behind the talent and being able to essentially try to express and be a voice behind a product.
Yes.
And so when you're looking at television, you don't realize how many commercials have voice actors, and you're listening to a voice that helps sell a product. So now, as the talent, I'm that voice that can help sell whatever product you like.
That is amazing. And you have an amazing voice. And an amazing smile, which is why I felt you should be in front of the camera and really just kind of showcase Eddie the person. And we did some little modeling stuff with you. How did you feel about that experience, being in front of the camera and kind of modeling?
Oh, wow. That was a new experience for me. I haven't done that in some time. When I was in high school, we did a little bit of modeling, but that was so many years ago. So when you came to the table again and brought Men with a Vision, it was an awesome project. We had the opportunity to be talent again and let Atlanta and the world know a little bit about us and the other individuals who are involved in the project. And it was exciting. It was exciting. It was fun, we get the opportunity to dress up, put on suits and different clothes, and be in front of the camera and take pictures. And we had a really good time with that. And it's such a positive campaign that you put together. COVID kind of threw a little wrinkle in there, but I'm looking forward to continuing it, and I'm looking forward to continuing to be that talent for that project.
Awesome. So when it comes to saying yes, because you said yes to that project, and I came and presented it to you and pitched it to you and said, oh, Eddie, I have this amazing idea, and I think that you'll be real dope for it. As a single successful Black man in Atlanta, to be able to showcase and talk a little bit about how things are seen through your eyes. So the idea behind Men with Vision is to allow women and other people in the community to really see life through your eyes, through the eyes of a man with vision. What are some of the things that you feel that people were able to learn or could stand to learn from your experiences here in Atlanta or here in your profession?
Well, one of the things that I really think is important is that first you'll have to know yourself.
Yes.
You have to know yourself, you have to know your strengths, and you have to know your weaknesses. Once you know your strengths and once you know your weaknesses, I feel that you can potentially be successful because you can fill the voids that you have when it relates to your weaknesses, and also, kind of push forward your strengths. And that's with everything. That's with the business and relationships. And essentially what I wanted to do is be able to be an individual who can come and express to individuals that they need to learn themselves, know themselves, be kind of self-reflect as it relates to everything. And if they can self-reflect, I think that would help them be successful in all aspects of their lives, whether that be relationships with their family, whether that be relationships in business, whether that be relationships, with your spouse, whatever that is. Being able to self-reflect and know who you are. And again, maybe, pun intended, but that's going to give you that 2020 vision to be successful.
Yes, no, absolutely. I completely agree, because what I feel is interesting about branding is the opportunity to get to know yourself, because you have to basically reflect and look inward, like you said. So there's a level of vulnerability there. And of course, there's a lot of people that you're exposing yourself to at the same time. So when it comes to putting yourself out there, there's a lot of feedback that you may get, right? So, and unfortunately, we don't live in the most nice and friendly world. So sometimes it might be good feedback, sometimes it might be bad feedback, but a lot of times it might be bad. So how do you filter out some of the negative things you may hear, whether it's about you, whether it's about men in general, whether it's about people in your profession as an attorney? How do you filter out the things that could possibly weigh you down so you can stay positive and keep pushing forward?
Well, the first thing I do is analyze whether or not that constructive criticism has any merit. Okay. If the constructive criticism has any merit, what you really want to do is do what you can do to make yourself a better individual, whether that be in business, whether that be in life. When it comes to constructive criticism, you have to be able to accept that. Yeah. And again, that relates back to that self-reflection of individuals as men in general, as attorneys. Are we really like this? Are a lot of attorneys like this, a certain type of way? And if it's just negativity, to be honest with you, I ignore it. I don't let that negative energy, I'm an energy person. I'm a type of individual who doesn't want to be around a lot of negative people. I don't want to be around a lot of Debbie Downers. As an attorney, unfortunately, I have to be a pessimist as it relates to business, because I need to protect clients' best interests. So I have to protect the worst case scenario in a lot of situations, but I wish the best. Yeah. So there's a difference between that negativity, somebody who's just negative, and somebody who is essentially trying to protect your best interests. But at the end of the day, if it's negative, if it's one of those situations that's truly negative, I just don't pay much attention to it. And I kind of filter things out. And the valued negative responses, again, that constructive criticism, I do what I can to make myself a better individual.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I've seen it firsthand. I've seen the growth. I've been able to see you become a better individual, and you see the value in yourself and the value that you offer to others. So what are some of the ways that you feel what you do impacts the world around you?
Wow. Well, when it comes to being a business attorney, as obviously I'm a black male, statistics when it comes to black males, there are not a lot of black attorneys and not a lot of black professionals. So essentially, I want to be a role model for individuals to let them know that no matter where they came from, I came from humble means, and no matter where you came from, you can make it with a little bit of hard work. And so I want to be that influence on individuals. As it relates to, business clients, I also want to let them know, hey, if you have an idea, go for it.
Absolutely.
Go for it. Do whatever you can to make sure that I make that idea come to fruition. And at the end of the day, protect yourself in every way that you can. A lot of individuals will go out and spend money on clothes and shoes and cars and things like that. And I say, invest in yourself. Put that money back into yourself, because that money that you're spending, you could be investing in yourself and building a legacy for your family. Absolutely. And if you utilize that money and you invest in yourself, that's the type of individual, and that's the type of that's in that way. That's the way we want to be able to influence the world. We want to be able to influence individuals from a business perspective. We also want to be able to influence individuals from a personal perspective and let them know that they can become anything they want to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of legacy, I know you're going to light up because you always do when I mention him. Speaking of legacy, you have a gorgeous little boy named Cohen.
I do.
What is the legacy that you are trying to build for him as far as building your brand, building your reputation? What is it that you're looking to leave behind for your son, and how are you looking to make this world better for him?
Well, essentially what I'm trying to do for him is to make sure that I instill certain principles in him that will allow him to be successful in life. And what I mean by that is I want to leave him in a better position than he was in. I want to put him in a position that where he can have a business, he can have his own business, or he can basically do whatever he wants to do. But if he wants to have a business, if he wants to become an attorney, I'm going to leave him that. I want to leave him opportunities. I want to leave him options.
Yes.
And so, with that being said, I don't want to leave him in debt. I want to be an individual who leaves him in a situation that's going to allow him to accomplish any dream that he wants to accomplish. And again, I think that starts with leaving a legacy from the standpoint of we live in a capitalistic society, we live in a capitalistic world, and that starts with finance. So I want to give him a strong financial foundation where he can create his own business. He can, do whatever he wants to do. He can, and he knows, hey, my father created this for me, not necessarily a trust fund baby, but at the same time, or a trust fund kid, but at the same time, not having to worry so much about those financial pitfalls that a lot of individuals have, when they're growing up and wondering, hey, how am I going to go to school? Or, hey, how can I start this business? Or how can I, take these dance classes or this football? How can I pay for this football? I want to leave him something where he doesn't have to worry about that, and also want to educate him in the ways of the world. Let him understand that we live in a capitalistic society and there are certain things that he has to do, or I will put him in a position where he doesn't have to worry so much about the financial aspect of things. So that's where the legacy, I believe, starts.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So how long have you been practicing?
Oh, wow. I've been practicing long. 2021 will be 16 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
You're showing your age, counselor.
Just a little.
Yes. 16 years. Wow. You've probably seen and heard a lot.
Ooh, yes, I have.
Yes. So what do you do to kind of, like you say, you're an energy person. Definitely. So you try and avoid negative energy or anything like that so that you can protect your clients. What are some of the methods you may use in order to stay in that positive space?
Oh, well, I do have an addiction, and that addiction is working out.
Okay.
I go to the gym quite often.
Okay.
And so to stay in that positive space, I go to the gym, kind of zone out, put my music on. And that's when I have the opportunity to think about things, think about life, think about things in my personal life, think about things in my business life, and I also have an opportunity to kind of stay fit,
Absolutely.
And be healthy.
Yes.
So those are some of the things that I do outside to kind of, stay focused, but at the same time, it's kind of a dual purpose. I get the opportunity to kind of let my mind be free and think about anything, and at the same time, I'm getting a good workout in.
That's awesome, and that helps with the branding piece because then I can push you out there as a very attractive attorney as well. Because let's be honest, people like to have someone who's pleasing to the eyes. It doesn't hurt. And also, if you're going to have billboards or be promoting yourself, it all helps generate positivity and generate some great attention. So I do feel that it's to your benefit to leverage that.
Thank you so
and
much.
to use that to your advantage. While you got it, why not, So what are some other ways you think that you can definitely get yourself out there that you would like to see yourself portrayed or perceived?
Well, again, you brought a lot of things to the table. Men with the Vision has been a great catalyst or a great springboard to help promote ELQ Law Group. Again, we've started we have our Instagram, we have Facebook, and we also we do volunteering.
Awesome.
Habitat for Humanity projects and Hosea Feed the Hungry. So essentially we get out there and we just want to be seen by the public. Let individuals know who the attorney with the locks
Yes.
is. And so, yeah, so that's basically what we do. We just, all aspects of social media. We use you guys. You guys help promote us in every way. And, also we want to make sure that we come in from the side of community service and, make sure that we're visible in the aspects of community service also.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, speaking of the social media handles and such, what are some of the places people can find more information about Eddie Key?
Well, my law firm is EL Key Law Group, and we have a Instagram page, EL Key Law Group, and our website is www.elkeylaw.com.
Awesome.
www.elkeylaw.com. And I can be reached at key@ekeylaw.com. That's my email address. So yeah, those are some of the ways that we can be reached.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're based here in Atlanta?
We are based here in Atlanta.
And any plans of expanding?
We are looking to expand right now. So as soon as this COVID thing it's calmed down a little bit, but we're definitely trying to look to open a new office, maybe in the East Point area.
Okay.
But right now we are located downtown and looking to expand a little bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today. And thank you more for even trusting me with your brand, because I know it's not easy to trust someone with your entire image, but the fact that you do so with me, I mean, it means the world to me. I don't take that for granted, and I really take it seriously. So I appreciate you for giving me a shot, giving my entire team a shot, and the privilege to be able to work with you. And I'm looking forward to all the amazing things that we get done in the future and having your face everywhere.
Well, I don't know about that, but we definitely appreciate you so much. You've opened our eyes to understanding that even as a law firm, we can brand in a different type of way. We can brand in a way that a lot of law firms don't brand. We can brand in a way that helps create me as an image opposed to just the name. We want that name recognition, but taking a different approach when you're in brand the attorney and people being familiar with me is awesome. And so we thank you so much for that. And we're looking forward to a very bright future.
Definitely. So we're definitely going to be sure to look to more things in the future and continuing on this brand journey. And again, just thank you for being you.